Hi Moguls, my name is Stephen Gerard. I'm a professor of chemistry at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. Go Warhawks. And I'm also the founder and CEO of Change Silicides. Now, first and foremost, at Whitewater, I perform undergraduate research with the fantastic students that we have. And we made a pivotal discovery in the field of titanium implants, which have a failure rate of about 500,000 every single year. This is about a $25 billion a year market. The way they fail primarily is from either bacterial infections or implant loosening. When you consider the cost of the implant components alone, it's about $1 billion per year. The associated healthcare costs are many times that number, and the human cost, which includes pain, loss of function, and even patient death, is incalculable.
What percentage are the, you said 500,000. 500,000 out of how many? What percentage fail?
So somewhere in the vicinity of about 10% of all of these implants will fail. So our solution revolves around using bioactive glass as a coating for the very first time. This fascinating material is non-toxic and bioresorbable. So in the human body, it slowly dissolves and is then replaced by the patient's own living bone tissue. The same mechanism by which it dissolves also makes it antibacterial. It's already FDA approved, but not in a form of a coating. And that is where we have made our discovery. We have a proprietary and exclusive patent for the first process to take bioactive glass and completely coat the implant surface. This is a chemical problem that has existed for approximately 30 years. Preclinical in vitro studies in my lab at Whitewater confirm our coatings to be both bone regenerative and bacterially inhibitive, and as such, they should have significant reductions in failure. On top of that, ours is the only coating currently on the market that can offer both of those properties at the same time. Also, our product is extremely low cost. When you consider the leading coating, we are about 80% less costly than it.
How would the medical industry, the people who are doing these procedures already, have you spoken to anyone in that field, and what do they say back to you?
Yeah, I've talked to dozens of medical healthcare professionals. The traction that I've got in the space is that this is a new innovation. It doesn't exist in the current market, and it would actually solve significant problems that all of these professionals face.
Why doesn't it exist? Why is nobody using the bioactive glass?
That's right, yeah. No, that's a really good question. So when you consider the ways by which people coat existing materials onto metal, by and large, the most common method is something called plasma spray. So what you end up doing is basically vaporizing the material and then completely coating the implant surface. Well, if you try to do this with bioactive glass, it's very finicky. So it has a tendency to degrade if you mess around with it too much, and certainly if you heat it up to 10,000 degrees and you vaporize it. The solution that we have come up with is an intermediate layer. So actually I have a sample here that you guys can look at. I also have some in my pocket, but this is a sample that I pulled out of my lab. There is one titanium screw, so this is a grade 5 FDA approved titanium implant screw that is uncoated, nice and shiny, and then our coating is applied onto the other one, and it has this kind of gunmetal looking quality to it as well. And if you want, you can take it and you can hold it in your hands. I also have.
And so after a while, the screw would degrade.
Yes, so the coated one, it has the sort of dark coloration. So what would happen is we would coat this thing with the bioactive glass. We then implant it in humans, and then the bioactive glass coating that's on the outside would then slowly disappear, and it would be replaced by your own bone tissue, complete with new blood vessels to keep it alive. Yeah, you could imagine that you have your implant, and then your bone tissue would actually completely fuse around it, keep it in place, and ideally make it permanent. That's
Does it help with the recovery time? Does it help with?
We think so. At this point, we don't have the clinical data to be able to show that that's the case, but other clinical data that involves bioactive glass shows that it actually increases healing time about 6 times relative to the industry standard.
So is it used, has it been used in anything else?
Yes, it's currently used primarily as like a bone defect filler if you have a fracture or essentially a hole in your bone.
What are you ultimately trying to do here? What is your goal? Like,
Or Gail would say, how can we help you?
Yeah. Well, again, so I'm looking for advice and mentorship. Anybody in the entrepreneurial space who can help me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Thank you
It's a
so
great
much.
story.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
you.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.